Welcome to It Can Get Better Than This. I'm Heather Hodge,
And I'm Dr. Cindy Byler.
and we are on our second episode of season 5 today.
Wow. And this season, we are talking about creating a life you love.
Oh, I love it.
And we're doing this in February around Valentine's Day because we want you to love the life that you have, not just over Valentine's Day, but it's kind of like having Christmas every day.
Oh, is it really?
No, not really, because then it's not special. But we want you over the Valentine's Day season to not just extend love towards other people, but to create a life that you love and do work on self investment and loving yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get started.
Today's episode is called Making Alterations to Your Brain.
Ooh.
Alterations, we thought it would be clever because in sewing, you make alterations to your garments or your fabric, whatever. And since we're creating a life that we love, that's a creative thing to do, people.
Wow, you're so
So
smart.
brilliant. But we're going to talk today about ways that we can alter our brain, and we don't mean physically. Maybe kind of physically, but
Oh,
not
yeah.
like poking around in there.
Right. We're not going to do brain surgery.
No hypnosis, nothing like that.
Right. Right.
But the way that you talk to yourself has profound effects on how you see your life and the decisions that you make. So when we're creating a life that we love, we want to start inward. So let's take a look at what we need to do to our brains.
Okay. So one of the things is that you want to look at your thinking patterns
Okay.
and the filters that are going through your brains. I think it's really important to see if they are unhealthy or toxic. And
Ooh.
a lot of us are very critical about how we think about ourselves and how we talk to ourselves. And that alters our brain chemistry, how our mental health and our emotional health, and that affects our physical health as well. When we are hard on ourselves and critical of ourselves, we're talking nonsense.
Yeah.
And like we said in last episode, some of those messages that we're saying to ourselves and repeating are things that we have heard since childhood
Right.
or even in adulthood from people that the messages need to be disregarded is the nicest way to say that.
Yeah. And sometimes that can be hard because these are people, if they're from childhood or adolescence, the people that you're often hearing them from are from people that you trust to take care of
Yes.
you or trust to provide for you, or to guide you, like your teachers or your parents or grandparents or aunts and uncles, whoever.
Right. Right. And sometimes the things that were said were not meant to be harmful, but to encourage. And sometimes there's a lack of diagnosis or understanding of what's going on
Right.
underneath. Like some adults are now just realizing that they have ADHD in their
Or autism.
30s or
Yeah.
autism in their 30s. And without that knowledge with the adults in your life or yourself, there's no way to maneuver around that and figure out that person and why they're doing things without that information.
The same thing could be for all kinds of things, PTSD, bipolar.
Hmm.
And even if you've known that you've had the diagnosis for a long time, it doesn't necessarily mean that you realize what it has affected in your life.
Yes. Yes. Because over the last few years, the symptoms around, say, ADHD have expanded.
Yeah.
It used to be they just can't pay attention, and if there's an H in it, they're hyperactive.
Yeah.
But now there's a whole slew of symptoms around it that, oh, that makes a lot of sense. Of course, it affects those things too, but it
Right.
wasn't known until more recently.
And it doesn't mean that they've created new ones so people are
No,
believing new ones. It means that they have always been there.
we're just
It's
identifying them
Yeah.
now.
And
Yes.
unfortunately in females it is harder because they are not as or not as obvious
Hmm.
as they can be in males. Sometimes things like over talkative, head in the clouds, that kind of thing, over emotional, that kind of thing gets pinged on girls. Even if they're acting the same way, there's an idea about girls who
Right.
that at a young age that are diagnosed that it's more pinged to their personality than it would be a diagnosis.
Right.
And misdiagnosis also happens a lot in girls with autism and ADHD. So they get diagnosed as borderline personality disorder or
Mhm.
bipolar or whatever when nope, that's still ADHD or nope,
Yes.
that is autism. You're missing it.
Right.
So,
Right. So a lot of those expansions of symptoms with diagnosis have helped a lot of people to understand why they do what they do and
yeah.
how they do it. So it's good to start reframing how you are talking to yourself and how you're measuring yourself with your own yardstick, which is another sewing kind of a
Oh, oh, yardsticks are used for all kinds of stuff. Very
yes,
crafty
sewing
tools.
and woodworking.
Beating
Yes.
people. No.
We don't say that on here. So it's important to learn to have enough grace for yourself. I said recently to somebody that you're being too hard on yourself in some areas, and in other areas, you're not being hard enough on yourself.
Yeah.
And it's really important to designate, okay, I really need to give myself grace.
Yeah.
I, I am not perfect, never going to be perfect. I need to work on these things, but I need to work on my self discipline to get to where I want to go, or I want making a smart plan so that I know the steps that I need to know is
Right.
one example.
Right.
So it's sometimes working smarter. Most of the time, it's working smarter, not harder. And it's definitely never about beating yourself up.
Yeah. One of the things that I struggled with in having ADHD specifically was I was constantly called lazy or forgetful or uncaring. I had a lot, and it didn't help that I had blonde hair because I had a lot of blonde jokes about. Um, really, it wasn't funny. It just made me feel stupid,
Yeah.
and internalized that being called stupid to the point where it surprised me when I did something smart.
Mm. Oh, wow.
And when I learned that ADHD people need systems, a lot of them need systems
Hmm.
and little rules. Like for me, one of them is when I walk in the door, keys go on the key hook. No
Yes.
matter what, they go on the key hook. We don't take the keys apart because I have one of the remote start keys
Hmm.
and they can come apart, but that's against the rules. I don't do that because I can't not lose it.
Yeah.
And when I follow the symptom or the systems, life is so much easier, and it kind of frees my brain up because it helps me from losing most things now.
Good.
You still notice I haven't found my glasses yet, but um, it frees my brain up to do things that I'm actually pretty smart with,
Hmm.
and like making a point to write things down in one central spot and using like the notes app on my phone where I can search keywords to be able to find it
Oh,
quickly.
that's a good idea.
It makes it to where I'm not like constantly losing. I can't find this. I can't find that. I can't remember where I wrote that down at.
Right.
There's systems to it.
Yes. And I don't have ADHD, and I don't believe I'm neurodivergent. I'm very crazy. So that's a whole different thing. But I have to have symptoms, I'm doing it too, systems
Yeah.
in my life too. Like they take an extra second or a few seconds. Like my keys have to go back in my backpack when I'm done.
Yeah.
My phone has to go on the table or someplace because otherwise, because I'm just too busy and my head is going here and there and everywhere all the time with how much I have to manage. So sometimes most of us need better systems in place and they take a couple extra seconds, but oh my goodness, they save me so much time because I know exactly where my stuff is.
Yeah. I also learned that my stuff has to be out where I can see it for me to do it.
Mhm.
So if like bills being paid, I need them out so that I can see them so that I remember to
Right.
do them.
Right.
Or especially when I was younger, the toothbrush had to be out on the sink so that I would look at it and remember, oh, I need to do that today. If it was in the cabinet, I would forget it.
Yeah.
A lot of people can wake up and their body just does what it needs to do. And it doesn't work like that for me. I really have to think through every single step that I do and remind
Right.
myself, hey, get up and go do that and say it in my head over and over again until I go and do it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so you don't forget. That's smart.
So, if you have a list of changes for yourself, things that you're saying to yourself constantly or that you've been saying to yourself for a while, um especially things that you say often, it might be a good idea to make a list of changes, how you want to see yourself and speak to
Okay.
yourself. Um and are the And when you look at the changes on top of that that you want to make, like if you wanted to be more well read or exercise more or eat more vegetables or whatever the goal is for that year, be more productive, and you want to see those changes, how are you filtering thinking about yourself in those changes through how you're already talking to
Oh, that's
yourself?
good.
So, being toxic doesn't work.
Right. No, it actually feeds poison to every system in your body.
This is why a lot of people have like I call it the hobby graveyard where like
Yes.
if you're not immediately good at something you don't want to do it. A lot of times like it's good to check am I just being toxic to myself this whole time because I'm not good at it, so this isn't, you know,
Right.
I can't handle it, or I'm not smart enough for this, or I can't count, or I'm not focused enough for this or whatever.
Right.
Which it's not bad to try new things and let it go if it doesn't interest you.
Right. But if it does interest you, you might need somebody else to help you learn it as well. But it's
Yeah.
the point is what are you saying to yourself while you're trying to learn something new?
Right. Is it a self-defeating cycle?
Right. And if it is, it's time to change that so that you can get some hobbies or learn some new skills that you didn't think you could do because you're just not enough in some way.
Right. So you
Uh,
visualize like what do you want it to look like? Um One of the things that I would love is for my house to look like a little hobbit hole inside.
That's cool.
And, you know, I don't I love work. I love my job. I love being able to go to work and being on a schedule and everything. But when I come home, I would love for it to be cozy and smell like bread and all that kind of stuff too. I don't necessarily want a full farm of chickens and cows and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
But um
So is that Hobbit core? Like cottage core? Is that Hobbit
oh, it
core?
could be. Oh, I thought it'd all be the same thing, but Hobbit core might be
That
maybe
might
you eat more
different.
on Hobbit core.
Oh, definitely if you have bread baking.
Yeah, and they have like all those extra meals
Right.
too,
Second breakfast.
and
Yeah.
elevensies and all that.
Right. I think that's
Um,
something we're onto something there.
I do too. That's what I'm gonna start working on this year. So then you ask yourself, what does that look like, filtered through how you're talk? How do you talk to yourself and how you think of yourself, and what are your own expectations? So, I keep using the wanting to read more because that's like the only thing that I said this year is I kind of want to work on that
Okay. That's a
and
great goal.
being more well read. What that doesn't look like to me is I know that I'm not going to be able to sit on the couch and read for a few hours every day.
You're not.
Probably not even every month.
You have a toddler though. This should be easy by now.
And I'm off on Fridays and she goes to school Fridays. So, like, I have a full day to be able to do it, but that still doesn't,
You really don't. That's
yeah.
when you need to clean your house and catch up on errands and things like that.
And sleep if I get to sleep,
And
yeah.
sleep, yes.
Which I know I'm lucky to have that. But I realize that sitting down with a book on the couch does not work for my brain anyway.
Hmm.
But walking simulates bilateral simulation, which allows me to be able to read with an audiobook.
Oh, that's great.
So if you don't count it, I'm sorry, but I am listening to audiobooks
You're
for
getting the
reading.
information in the new information in your head.
Yeah. And I'm not ashamed.
Or
I love
or you're
audiobooks.
listening to a story that some people when they read aloud.
Yeah.
Or you're having somebody read out loud to you.
Yeah.
So of course that still counts.
Counts to me. So if you're doing audiobooks and you feel like it doesn't count or you're beating yourself up, it counts to me. I got you.
I have found that a lot of my clients that have ADHD love audiobooks, and that
Oh,
is
yeah.
that only way that they can read. Some of them will actually read the book while it's being read to them, and they can filter through they can comprehend the information better.
Oh, that's cool.
But some of them just listen to them and can get the information. I have to read them. I haven't tried an audiobook. I have to read them, otherwise I can't get the information because that's how my brain works.
Yeah.
And I have to highlight it and make notes and just be a total nerd about the whole thing.
Oh, okay. Cool,
And that's
cool.
how I comprehend. So it's interesting that different people read differently.
Yeah.
And that's just one example. You've had to, that's a very creative approach.
Yeah. One issue that I know a lot of people have had is if they make the goal that they want to exercise more and they're already like overweight or they consider themselves overweight, um if they're not getting results fast enough, it's like it's also a feeling of like unworthiness.
Mm,
Like, well, it's not even going to make a difference anyway. I'm never going to look like that. if I'm just going to look the same anyway, then I don't even want to do it, which is understandable. But um, the when it stops becoming a concern of health and it starts becoming a judgment or
Right.
a I wish you looked like this, you would look so much better if you did this. And it's not like I want you to live for a really long time or I want you to have the best quality of life you possibly can.
Right.
It it makes it a lot more discouraging to want to stick to those goals or even taking the word goal out of it and just, you know,
I want to do this
I
for
want to do
myself.
it. Yeah.
Yes.
Or I
Yes.
feel like walking today. I feel like going to the gym today or whatever the
Right.
case is or
Yeah,
eating differently today.
exercise and walking have a lot of health benefits to them. They help boost our immune system. It helps with our depression and anxiety.
Mhm.
It helps with our cardio. So walking can help us lose weight, but walking all by itself for just the goal of mental and emotional and physical health
Yeah.
is a great hobby to have, a great goal or something to attain to, aspire to.
Yeah. Our community even has a walking
Yeah,
club.
I think that's so cool. That's so cool. So back to reading, you have a friend that wants to read,
Mhm.
so she's reading books to her kids.
Yeah. Yeah, that was really cool.
We used to do that. We used to read the Chronicles of Narnia to you kids at night.
I have found that that works better when they are older than
Yes.
toddlers
Yes. Oh, that's
because
for
they
sure.
don't care what I'm reading.
Right,
And if I
right.
have something in my hand, even if I'm looking at it and looking at them, they don't want that.
No, elementary school, old little like mid to upper elementary school is much better to start reading to them,
Yeah.
like in that capacity.
I found something I would love to do with Ailey as she gets older. I don't know how well it will work out and if she doesn't want to do it, we're not going to stick to it. But while we're not homeschooling, we want to supplement her learning.
Hmm.
And my sister-in-law did Charlotte Mason
Oh,
homeschool curriculum with her kids and she has a reading list by grade level.
that's a lot of classic reading.
Yeah, like A.A. Milne's Winnie the Pooh,
Yeah.
collection of Winnie the Pooh is on there. Pollyanna,
Oh,
Pinocchio.
yeah, that's
They have all
cool.
kinds of books like that on there. And it goes all the way up through high school.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, oh, that would be cool. Like that's a good where to start with
Hmm.
her on but it starts at first grade.
Right.
So
Yeah, not at two.
yeah. We did find books to get her excited about them for babies. It's the Baby Lit collection. So they have like Frankenstein for babies, Romeo and Juliet for babies, the Odyssey, Homer's The Odyssey for
Oh, that's
babies, that
cool.
kind of thing. I
Right.
love those.
Oh,
So
that's cool.
yeah. But looking at what your own expectations are, it might not be that that just happens for
Right.
you.
Sometimes it takes time to learn something new.
Yeah, and sometimes it takes money and investment, and it's got to be
Hmm.
one of those. I can't do the whole thing right now. I can't even do half of it right now, but I could do a little bit.
Right. Right.
Um.
Yeah, I have a friend that's learning to make soaps and make different
Oh.
lotions for like burns and
Oh, that's cool.
ouchies.
Yeah.
Um, and it's something that she's got to do little by little because she's homeschooling. So the kids are home all the time and they're still in elementary school. So that's a lot of hands on approach.
Yeah.
And she's learning, she's learning the market and how to market things. She also has fresh eggs, which I wish I lived closer.
Yeah.
Um, but she's doing step by step. And at some point, it's going to come together, but it's not going to be this poof, it's all done for her. It's a step by step process.
Right.
And she's enjoying every minute of it.
Right. It's important to remind yourself that through that process that you are still capable too,
Yes.
and
Yes.
that you deserve to enjoy your life, your quality of life.
Right.
No matter what happened before, you deserve to have a quality of life. And if it brings joy to you, even if it's not productive
Right.
or it doesn't benefit somebody else, you still are I think entitled to have
Mhm.
a positive quality in your life. And this I'm really talking to you, to the hard workers and to the people who like give their all to everybody else and don't take moments for themselves.
Right.
And hopefully you know who you are because you probably feel like this right now. But I'm talking to you. There is no shame or guilt that should be associated with doing something because you just simply like to do it.
Mhm.
And it doesn't have to be this complex, difficult, um, intricate thing that you're doing. You know, you don't have to learn how to crochet lace or weld
No.
underwater.
Oh, my favorite crocheting is blankets. I don't have to count. I can do it
Right.
in front of the TV, and I even make blankets for myself
Even
sometimes.
if it's like those diamond paintings
Yes.
or like a paint by numbers or um I mean, it doesn't have to be anything super impressive or creative or, you know,
That you have to that you wanna sell or
right.
show everybody, just something for
Or that
yourself.
benefits your family and all this other stuff. It's
Right.
something that um it gives you peace of mind while you're doing it. It brings you joy. It gets the creative juices in, or the analytical juices in your brain
Mhm.
flowing, and it was just for you.
Yes.
And I don't know, our brain chemistry is so focused, especially in our Western culture, on um, consumerism and on the it's like
Productivity.
product. That's what I was looking for,
Yeah.
productivity, and those are not the values that qualify you to have joy in
Mhm.
your life.
Right.
Unfortunately, it is a necessary evil. You know, we are in a you have to work to eat society, which I get it, but it does not negate finding joy
Yes.
in these things.
Right, exactly. So another thing is spending more time as a couple.
Oh yeah,
Sometimes, especially when we have small children or even teenage children, and we're running them to all their activities, it seems like a luxury or a selfish thing to want more time with just your spouse.
yeah,
One thing that helps some couples is if they trade off with other couples so that I take your kids and then you take mine later, as long as that's reciprocated and not just one person.
yeah, absolutely.
Another thing is to when you are, it is just the two of you, even if it's just at night after the kids go to bed, before you guys go to bed, putting your phone down
Yeah,
and just concentrating on the two of you, even if it's sitting together watching a movie or watching a TV show. If you're both on your phone while you're watching the TV or show or movie, you're not really
inve
communicating even about that. Like you are so
yeah.
totally focused on those two things that you're not focused on the other person at all.
We've found that there are a lot of games you can play with a deck of cards,
Mhm.
and that is a cheap and easy and very broad thing that you can do. So we sit at the table a lot and we play. I mean, there's so many kinds of poker we play. We play all kinds of games. Um,
Sevens. I think sevens takes more than two people though.
but like even like getting a deck of cards from like the dollar store or Walmart or
Mhm.
whatever, there's a lot, and that's fun for us because it requires face to face interaction and we have to communicate through the card game a lot, but it's not so involved that you can't have conversations in the middle of it.
Right. Right. And it's good to have fun with your spouse. It gets to be sometimes just about household management
Yeah.
and
And
surviving life.
roommatedness.
Yes, that it's good to stop and have some time together. That's fun and remember, oh, this is what we used to do when we dated and we didn't have all these responsibilities.
Yeah. If you hit roadblocks to where it feels like these things that you're trying to do, whether it's spending time with your spouse or a new hobby or whatever the case may be, and you're finding that like you're constantly hitting roadblocks, there are a lot of creative approaches that you can take to making this happen. One of the things that you said was like the trading off with the couples.
Yes.
That can help with the babysitting thing if there are kids involved and it's harder to make that happen.
Mhm.
Um Even like family dates can be a lot of fun
Oh
too.
yeah, that would be fun. Yeah.
Sometimes.
Right. Right. If everybody can relax and actually have fun.
Right. Oh, sorry. So, another creative approach that I had to take with reading, well, was the walking thing.
Mhm.
Um, for wanting to learn how to cook more, I realized that I had to be very intentional with my time between Ailey going to bed and me going to bed. And even if it was like taking 10 or 15 minutes to learn how to do, I think the big thing I was trying to learn how to cook and make things a little bit easier on myself was sitting down, reading recipes, and saving them. And
Yeah.
I realized that what I would like to do is it's time to cook. So I walk into the kitchen, I start looking for what I have, and I start thinking about it and cooking. And having a toddler, and since that doesn't work with her or with my work schedule, because I haven't figured out how to make it work with her yet, I'm having to be very intentional about the like half hour or hour between putting her down for bed and going to bed, and
Starting to
taking
plan.
planning ahead of time.
Yes. Yeah. I had to do a lot of that because I don't like to cook,
Yeah.
but I had to cook. So I made the best of it and I wanted to do new recipes. I just could not cook the same thing all the time.
Yeah.
So that made it more interesting for me and kind of a hobby, if you want to call that a hobby.
Yeah.
So I definitely had to plan ahead of time. So I made sure I had all the ingredients there and I knew how long it was going to take.
Right. Right. It's a lot of thinking through. And
Yeah.
that's a lot of things. A lot of those hobbies are also a lot to think through ahead of time.
Mm-hmm.
And getting the brain work ahead of time figured out and taking that time to do that and then planning when to start can help you feel less defeated and less like it's just something you can't seem to manage to do for some reason.
Right. Right.
In training to I did a 5K. I walked a 5K. Don't think I ran in January. And in training for that, because it's what 3.1 miles,
I
I
think
think,
so.
I had to realize that I can't just walk. And the only time that I was going to have to be able to walk for that long uninterrupted was between dropping her off at work and going to work.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized I could drop her off early for breakfast, have about 40 minutes to walk. And, I had to be creative that way.
Right. Yeah. You really have to plan to do things when you have a small child.
Yeah. And I really did not
Or
want to walk
sometimes
that
even when you
early.
have teenagers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet not, especially when it's this cold out right now.
Right. But
But you did it.
that's what worked for me
Right.
was being able to do it that way.
And sometimes a short-term goal is
Yes.
much better than a long-term goal.
Right. You don't have
You
to
got
be
to
a baker.
right.
You can
Bake
make
one
one
thing.
thing.
Let's just make banana bread this week. Yeah, breaking it down so that it is absolutely doable
Yeah.
makes a big difference too. So there's success and not defeat.
Yeah. And if your goals haven't worked this far, it might be time to try a new way of doing it too.
Mhm. Yeah, and talk with other mothers, older mothers that are in the same stage of life you are, and see if they have some tricks up their sleeves that they have done.
Right.
'Cause
Or like home mechanics or not home mechanics, but CAMX. I can't talk. Oh my gosh. Or like when we did Aaron's brake pads, I've talked to a couple of mechanics too about like,
mhm.
is there anything, I need to be aware of, and talking to other people that are in the trade or the thing that you want to learn.
You're right. Yeah, that helps a lot. So get some more professional opinions and advice before you get started, or if you get stuck along the way. That makes it very nice when I crochet and I get stuck on something and I have some people online that I can talk to. I'm like, okay, I've done it this way 3 times now. I'm about to throw it across the room.
Right. So to alter your brain, I think it would also be good, whatever you're doing, or even if you're not doing anything, to start a practice of saying some affirmations to yourself in the morning.
Hmm.
One of them could be, I am creating a life I love.
Yes, that's a good one. And I am enough,
Yeah.
or I can figure this out, but it might take time,
Yeah.
and that's okay.
Things like, I am capable, I am smart,
Hmm.
I can do hard things. And if you're really working through a lot of like they call it like shadow work and all that kind of stuff
Hmm.
too, maybe having a picture of yourself as a kid or at your hardest age or something like that, and saying this to yourself, looking in the mirror and having that
Yeah,
picture with you saying, I can do this, I can get through this, I always have before, that kind of thing.
right, right. Yeah, it's good to be continually retraining your brain and how you think about yourself and how you talk to yourself so that you can do the things that you want to in life and create a life that you love.
Well, thank you for joining us this week. I think that was really good. We had a really good episode just now. If you have anything else, any topics that you would like for us to cover, please leave them in our comments or post them to our Facebook page or directly message us. And we'd be excited to look into it.
Yes.
That'd be cool.
Okay, we'll see you next week for another episode.
Bye.
Remember, it can get better than this.
Oh, sorry. Now, bye.